I might have to reset Generations because it's dumb. Let's see. So this is running. Open up Generations. And we should be good. I've been reading the IDW comic on... Oh, fuck, the thumbnail for this video is still 06. I should change that.
Yeah, you don't want to confuse people.
Let's see. Alright, I'll just use this generic image. It's a JPEG. Yay, it'll actually let me use it.
Egg!
But yeah, I've been reading the IDW comic, and holy shit. That, like...
Comic?
Yeah. Because Chris talked about it for a couple of years, and I was just like, alright, I'll finally check it out, and it's like, oh my god, it's so... It is so bizarre, but I mean that in a really good way. Like, they've been...
Yeah.
They have like a arc that goes on for like 13 issues, then it's over, and then the second one they start is a fucking zombie arc. And I was like looking, and I was like, when I started reading that, I was just like, that I don't think that's really what you want with this series, to do fucking zombies. But oh my god, they're like really going fucking into it. It's been going on for such a long time in the series. I'm surprised they held on to it this long. Like, from everything I've read so far, a majority of it has been the zombie arc, but it's like really, it's fun. I mean, it's also like really fucking depressing.
Alright, who gets bit first?
Sonic.
Oh no.
But he has like this ability, like he's able to like run it off, weirdly enough. Like if he runs quick enough, like the shit that's on it surrounding his body like kind of flies off. But everyone else, it's like immediate.
Damn.
So the first character to get like kind of be out of the series, I guess, like he's like a zombie permanently, is Charmy.
Ah.
Also, this comic just includes every single fucking character in the series. Like like there's characters I have not seen since like 2005 that are playing a major role. It's like, oh my god, they're like just thrown in. They just...
So what you're saying is somebody really just wanted to make a Sonic Walking Dead crossover fan fiction, and they did it.
Right, and like the person who makes the comic is Ian Flynn, and he just got to write the game, the Frontiers. Like, people like his writing so much that Sega was finally like, alright, let him write one of the games. And it's the best story one of the games has had probably like in over a decade.
Damn.
So like he's like a little obsessed with reference in the past, but
it worked.
yeah. Anyways, can you see my screen?
Oh, hold on, I'm not looking.
You don't have to look. I'm just curious if it's working.
No, I do not see your screen. But you're streaming.
Do you see the game?
I could check it on YouTube, because you're not streaming to Discord, but I could check on
Oh,
YouTube.
you know what? Let me redo it, because I forgot I closed and opened up again. Okay. Tell me if it's working
okay.
now.
Let me take a good hard look. Loading. Yep, there it is. There he is. There's the boy.
Yep.
Here comes the boy.
This is the scene where the past and present interact for the first time.
Take a good look at yourself, Sonic.
Oh no.
It's the last look you'll get before I close your eyes forever.
Another Sonic? Wait a second!
Yes. Choco chips and Nana bread is the best thing. I made Nana bread.
Nice. I like banana bread. Are we gonna catch him if we can? Alright, fucking hit me. Oh, I need to get behind it. Oh, you know, I need to fucking jump up there and I didn't. Wow, this stream is not running at a very high frame rate, but you know what? There, I got him finally. Got the piece of shit.
Ooh, who's here?
Someone join?
Hello.
Hello, Matt.
My favorite part is that.
This is my favorite stage from Sonic 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, I have to make a bomb go out of it. But I'm so bad at timing this part, that's part of the reason I hate this boss. They seriously only did it good one time. Did that not count?
Sonic 4.
Right, no, they did it in... They did it's a really fun, but kind of hard fight. Not too hard. What? Come on, like, I can't get up there. Fuck you. Okay, so I need to lock him on here. Then I need to hit it. Then I need to try to... It's like, I can't fucking get to it on time. Did I make it? Nope, I didn't fucking make it. Didn't fucking make it. I just hate the timing of this fight. It's not enjoyable. It's mainly a tedious fight. Like, come on. Fuck you. But now I don't have... Okay, let's see. I probably can make it. There we go. Like, it's not really a hard fight. I'm not gonna die a bunch, but it's just not enjoyable. So how are you, Matt?
Good.
Oh,
I am drowning in
good job on that Twilight video. I know it's not out for the public yet, but it was fun to finally see that come to fruition. You know, fuck the cutscenes. You guys will see them during the playthrough.
Yeah, I mean, this is... Why are we live streaming Generations?
Because I felt like playing it.
Okay.
I definitely can't ever live stream these games because if you look at the stream right now, like the frame rate's really bad. But
It's
know.
not. It's not awful.
maybe it just looks bad on my end. But yeah, we have Radical City.
Oh, I mean, it does stop to buffer now and then,
Yeah,
which I think is a problem.
it's not Radical
Like-
by the way. It's
Like the cutscene of you defeating Eggman just ended.
yeah. Such a fun game though. Do you guys remember this level?
Rolling around at the speed of 7.
After this one is City Escape, so that one you'll definitely remember.
Well, this was from
Adventure 1.
I was gonna say Sonic Riders, but okay.
Yeah, I'm reading the fucking comic and they just like introduced the fucking characters from Sonic Riders as like major characters of the plot arc. Right? It's like it's fucking wild how much old shit that it's bringing back. But they genuinely have so much fun with it. I love it. Like I expected I'd like it. But I didn't think I was gonna like it this much. I was thinking maybe I'd like read a tiny bit of it and if I wanted to make a video on it, maybe keep going, but no, I'm just like reading it for pure personal enjoyment now. I really like it.
Weirdly, Sonic Riders is one of the few Sonic games I've played.
Yeah, we were talking about the other night. I think it's just kind of accessible, you know?
I think it came out like when I cared enough about video games to play it.
Yeah. I think I think even if you don't care for this series necessarily, you might like be into like the hoverboards and all that.
I've definitely played Adventure 2, but all I actually remember playing from that game is City Escape.
Right.
I don't think I made it very far in that game. I had Sonic Heroes as a kid. That was the first Sonic game I had, was Sonic Heroes. Mostly because I never owned a Sega system. I had a PS1 and a PS2.
I never owned a Sega system either, honestly. My cousins had a Genesis, but so every time I play, and like friends of the family had one. So my memory was all skewed on it when I was a kid, though, because when I was playing Sonic on the Genesis, I misremembered it as playing it on the Nintendo 64. And then someone told me, like, that was never on the Nintendo 64. I'm like, oh. Also, it's, like, way older of a game.
Yeah. Sonic Heroes was the first one to come to PlayStation, so that's the first one I owned a copy of. So I definitely played Heroes as a kid.
I think Heroes is the game of, like, the entry of the series I am the most mixed on. Because on one hand, it's...
Forward to you visiting that one, because I honestly have very little memory of it.
I will be retrieving.
And now we get to play it as classic version. I just think it's such a... This entire game was such a good freaking idea. Like, it's such a good concept for the series. And they tried so hard to bring it back with Frontier Forces, I mean, and it just wasn't it. They tried. It was a noble effort, but not really.
They couldn't make it happen.
Well, I have it on good authority that Sonic Forces is better than Sonic Mania.
Oh yeah, of course. Always.
Is that like a big meme at all, or is that only like a joke between like you, Chris, and Stuart?
For a while I think it was memed on a little bit because Donkey mentioned it in a video. That's how I heard of it. But then me and Stuart did like during our Forces video we were saying it. I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear us say it a lot in that one. I don't know though. It might honestly be the stuff that we recorded after the fact more. Forces is interesting because Stuart went into it genuinely. I went into it like ready to give it a second chance, and Stuart went into it wanting to like it, you know, because he never played it before. And you just like see our optimism go down so much as it goes on. Like it was like I really did want to give it a second chance because there are things I will defend the game for. I think it does do some things right, but the issue is like zero of it is gameplay. Like the gameplay is genuinely dreadful, and it's not dreadful in an 06 way where it's buggy. It's dreadful in a way where it's like you hold the control stick forward to win. Like it's just you're so uninvested in it. You're so detached. Like 06 is honestly a better game gameplay wise because you at least feel like you're doing something.
Sonic the Hedgehog presents Desert Bus.
Right. That's honestly a good comparison.
But aren't you guys kind of also that way about like Sonic X?
You mean
like
in terms of like optimism?
Going into it like, oh yeah, I remember liking this when I was a kid, and then going, oh my god, this series sucks.
I'm a bit more defensive of it than Chris and Stuart, but like Chris, I think it's like one of the rare cases where Chris hates something that we're talking about the most. Chris is like normally way more on board to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, I know. She's not here, but hopefully she hears this at some point. You said like at some point off recording that like you think Chris hates that show more than Stuart does.
Yeah.
I'm like, if Chris hates something, Chris will go in on it, right? Like
right.
Stuart, he's like the edgy dude. He's gonna shit talk Sonic X no matter what. If Chris has an issue with Sonic X, she is gonna not only is she gonna voice it, she's gonna like go into explicit detail on why this show sucks. You know,
I forgot Cream was in
Stuart,
this game.
he's just gonna be like, oh, this show is so dumb, this show is so silly. Chris is gonna be like, let me give you a 20-page essay on why Sonic X is the worst show.
I've said it before, we're like almost 30 episodes in, and I've unironically enjoyed one episode. But there are episodes that I like thought were like so bad they were funny, or like so like sometimes it almost feels like it's trying to be really goofy. Like there's episodes even where it's like half of it is really good, you know? Anyways, we're in City Escape now.
There are very few things.
Rolling around at the speed of 8.
There are very few things that fall into the category of things that I think I give my
It's I'm barely getting ya.
Because like a good majority of things that I hate, if I hate something, I will try to erase it from my memory and as much as possible. Like yes, I hate this thing. Now it's time to erase the fact that it's from my brain.
Mitzi, like half of that was intelligible.
I think I heard what Mitzi said though, where it's like if I hate something, I forget. I just try not to think about it, basically.
Yeah.
So despite everything they changed, that you do still get to hit that bus. I like this part too because it's like they do change this level up a bit, but that part right there is like that one part where you land off is identical.
I don't know why. I don't know what happened to my voice.
Okay, you're a lot clearer now.
Okay, cool.
It's just Discord being a bully.
The couple of times I've been talking, it's been like, no, you're not actually. They're just gonna ignore you. They don't love you. It's okay. But no, what I was saying is like I can't think of many things that I could give like a speech on with my distaste for it because if I hate something, I'm like, you will be erased from my memory. I do not want to think or feel anything about you in any capacity whatsoever. Like, it's just avoid, avoid, avoid. Mentally, emotionally, complete distance.
I mean, there are definitely movies that I have hated that I will never talk about again. Unless, like, if I bring them up, it'll be like one sentence of me going, "Oh my god, I fucking hated that movie."
Normally, if I
But
genuinely hate something, I will look at this. Look at this sign. Missing since 1993. They were found though in 2017. They're in Mania. You can play as them. I mean, they weren't in the game right away, but it's maybe like more like 2018 or something. But
honestly, like the films I have found it within myself to talk about extensively are not even films I necessarily hate. Like, recently I was thinking about like my favorite of my own videos, and one of the videos of my own that I really love is my review of The Hunt 2020.
yeah, that was I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a video that I just, like, I watched that movie, and within 3 days, I had a complete script about why I don't like the movie. Because it was just so easy for me to pinpoint what I hated about that movie. But I don't even hate that movie as a movie. There are other movies I hate way more than that one. That was just like, this is easy for me to talk about.
For me, like, using this series as an example, I think if I'm willing to talk about it in great detail, I can dislike it, but I can only go so far of hatred. Like, really didn't like 4, but I still took the time to make a series about it, so clearly my heart doesn't, like, go so... clearly I don't hate it that much. Same thing with Forces. There's, like, I don't like it. I think it's bad, but it's, like, I don't hate it that much. But then, like, I'm trying to think of some of the series that would be the equivalents of, like, I don't even want to talk about it. And I think that would be Ken Penders, but, like, when it's something that I genuinely hate, it's, like, I just like making jokes about it, you know? Like a little jab here and there, and that's it. I don't think I'm ever gonna make a video on Ken Penders. One thing I'll say about Ken Penders is I do think his drawings are hilarious. They're not supposed to be funny, but I do think that they're genuinely really funny drawings.
I mean, you do talk about them a lot in these playthroughs.
Right.
But
it's just because it's kind of funny, like, because he's like Billy Mitchell. He's so lawsuit heavy.
I agree. I find Ken Penders kind of funny.
Right.
Because he's, like, one of the few, like, unproblematic, but also, like, really shitty people that are associated with Sonic. He hasn't done anything that's like, oh my god, okay, I am uncomfortable talking about this person now. But
yeah. He's got an ego that he needs to let go. I think if he would let go of that ego, he would be like a horrible person. At the end of the day, he's just a guy trying to get his art out there, but he takes it out in ways that, like, aren't good. And I think it's because he wants to feel like he's made an impact on the series that just nobody appreciates. But it's like, nah, man, you got fired for a reason. You don't write drug overdoses into a Sonic comic.
at this point, he has made an impact on the series that no one appreciates.
Right, like,
They acknowledge the impact he's made, but we're all like, yo, fuck Ken Penders.
right. Because, like, I get it. It's something he spent so many years of his life on, and now this is what it amounted to. That sucks, but it's just, like, I can only feel so bad when it's, like, you're so lawsuit heavy and you, like, do it to people who have nothing to do with the fucking comic. Like, he wants to sue someone at Paramount over them having, like, a father figure, like, having a father for a character. That's not a concept that he owns. Like, you... Shit.
You did not invent the idea of Knuckles having a dad.
Right. Yeah, it's like...
On the stream, you just now beat the last level.
Really?
Yeah, that's how behind you are.
Well, that was
And
a bug
I'm
right
live.
there.
I am absolutely live.
I just beat Classic City Escape. Got an S ranking. S
You
rankings are so easy to get in this game. It takes like nothing.
You haven't even started that level yet.
Yeah, we're
in
probably
this game.
talking about something. Whatever. I don't care. I don't even care. Look, we freed Rouge. I want to hear what she has to say about class. One thing that is kind of fun is like you either free them as modern or classic, and the dialogue's
Thanks, buddy.
different.
The thing that snatched me was like nothing I've ever seen before. Watch out. Come to think of it, you are nothing like the Sonic I've seen before.
I can't believe they wanted Jaleel White to be in this game and they couldn't get him.
Yeah, I don't know how far that went because I heard that too, but it almost like I almost wonder if that was an excuse because like I don't know. They've said some weird stuff before. I do love this game, but I will say they do have a habit of using level 1 as their level. But it's because like so many of these games, like they put all of their energy into the first level and then they're done.
I can tell this is from Heroes.
Yeah, right.
I remember this level from Heroes.
And they also like before they started overusing Green Hill Zone, this is something I didn't even realize until someone pointed that out to me. But like they started to before they started overusing Green Hill Zone, this is the level that they were obsessed with using over and over again. It's a good level. But yeah, like, I think Generations is really cool, but it has level 1 syndrome. Where it's just like, almost, like a good chunk of the levels they're bringing back are level 1. And it's again because a lot of these games put most of their energy into level 1. It's because they want the game to have a really good start.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough, I guess.
Like, and they use Speed Highway from Adventure 1, but on the DS port, they do make it level 1. They do make it the beach level from Adventure 1. Whoops. Fuck! I do have some, like, the boost gameplay is, like, something I, for the most part, am not too big on, but, like, Generations does a lot with it. I will say this is the level where I think it kind of hurts it, because I swear there's a part in the level where if you don't have your boost, it's impossible to proceed. And it shouldn't, I don't think it should ever be like that.
I've kind of asked similar questions of you before, but what is your stance on like playing handheld ports of these games, especially if the handheld port is like significantly different from the console version?
Depends on the game. I never played Colors for 3DS, but I will for this channel. Generations, I think, is awesome just because it kind of gave them an excuse to reuse even like different levels. Like they still have Green Hill Zone in there, but then they got to pick a different level from Adventure 1. They got to pick a different level from Adventure 2. They got to bring in like Casino Night Zone from 2 because instead of Chemical Plant. The only thing I don't like about the 3DS port is the level they pick from Adventure 2 is stupid. They pick a level that's not even a Sonic stage. They pick one of Shadow's levels. They also cut the levels a good bit, which is like, you know, nine levels isn't that many. I think it's acceptable, but like they trim it. Like instead of 9 levels, there's I think 7 levels. And it's like, come on, really, you need to do that? To my understanding, the 3DS port and the Wii U port of Lost World are very similar, actually. Like the 3DS port even has like all the cutscenes and everything in it, because the 3DS could handle it.
Yeah. Because over on my channel, you know, I'm playing through the Jimmy Neutron games. And like, I am not committed to doing the handheld ports, particularly because, like, the video is gonna be long enough as is. And I mean that both as, like, I want to do a video where I specifically talk about all of the video games, but also I plan on sticking that video at the end of my Season 2 analysis, and Season 2 is like all of the classic episodes. Like, any episode you remember from Jimmy Neutron, it was probably from Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
It has all the best episodes, so my season analysis is already long enough.
Right.
And then on top of that, I'm adding my review of all of the video games, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to include the handheld ports in that. It's long enough as is, but Mitzi has a physical copy of Attack of the Twonkies, and then Chris has pulled physical copies of the 2 of the 3 other handheld games, because every single Jimmy Neutron game has a handheld port. Like everything I'm talking about for the channel. The only like noticeable difference is like there's a console and PC version of the movie game, and there's only one handheld port of the movie game. But even that, it's like, yeah, okay, we're just talking about like 3 different ports of the same game instead of 2.
Right. I mean, it depends on how extensive.
PC is like significantly different than the console game.
It could even be. Like, I'm gonna say it depends on how like in depth you want to go with it, but I also think that like, if not now, you could do it later. You know, maybe like, I kind of miss Jimmy Neutron. Let's do some more Jimmy.
Yeah, there is potential for more for me to talk about the handheld games eventually. I'm just not gonna do it in like my main analysis of the series.
Right. Sometimes it's fun to leave stuff behind if you ever want to like go back, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, why I can't move? My controller just stopped working. That's what the fuck? Yeah, it won't work right now. Can I continue, please? Why aren't you working? What the fuck? Oh my god, fuck off. Really? It just stopped working for no reason. And this game is fucking stupid, so like... fucking... God damn it. I'm gonna have to close and start it up again. Oh, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Sonic Generations gets a 0 out of 10. I'm gonna accuse the creators of the game of horrible things.
Okay. What horrible thing?
They...
Sonic Forces is better than Sonic Generations.
Yeah,
That is my genuine opinion.
I'm gonna accuse them of...
Oh boy.
Nothing like serious, but like some minor thing. Like the creators of this game,
They don't like Thin Mints.
Oh man, what a crime.
no, they go to people with no solicitor signs and like knock on their door and try to get money from them.
Loiter.
The creators of this game are discriminatory against left-handed people.
Oh god, not again.
Yeah, we'll say something that is annoying about the PC port of this game is if I unplugged the controller right now, I would not simply be able to just plug it back in. I would have to restart the game. Because if the controller has to be plugged in when you start the game and you can't unplug it, and I don't get why that's at least what the case of Steam. And this is the only game that is like that. Origins, they can plug it back in and out. Go ahead, Mitzi, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say, I've heard that the creators of this game find starvation kind of a little bit funny.
Yeah, like 1% funny.
Yeah.
Caillou.
Shit, did I... Like, we discussed, like, we would write some of Caillou on our own and then post it eventually. Did I ever post the part that I wrote?
I don't know. Am I still the most recent person to post something?
Potentially.
Is this a bad level, or am I just having a bad experience with it right now? I can't even tell. Because I'm definitely having a bad playthrough, but it's also just like...
Are you back in the game?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't share my screen with you guys. I keep forgetting about that. But it's just like... There's just so many stopping points. Like, I don't know, like I never have a problem with these games acting like platformers. I don't think it needs to be a straight line you can run in, but I feel like I haven't been able to run for 5 seconds without something stopping me. And a good chunk of this level is also underwater, which I don't love.
Yeah, I'm not into this game abruptly, like, making it a 2D platformer section.
Well, for classic, it's all 2D. But for modern, here's the thing. In Unleashed and Colors, they do that. Like, they kind of switch back... What? They kind of switch back and forth between that. But, so I get... It kind of, like, matches the gameplay style, but at the same time, it almost feels like, since they're not doing that with, since they're, like, they have classic in here now, it almost feels kind of pointless to cut to 2D.
Yeah.
Because you already have a way to implement both styles, but I'm for the most part okay with it in the modern levels. I still think it's, like, fun. I do prefer the 3D sections of those levels, but I always prefer the 3D sections of those levels.
So, which level does this game bring back from Sonic 3D Blast?
That, like, really awful, like, clown-looking level? Like, funhouse-looking level? Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I do want to, like... There's a bunch of mods for this game, and I want to, like, start trying those out, because people have, like, brought back a lot of old levels through this game. Like, Generations probably has, like, one of the most dedicated modding communities.
Welcome aboard, Chris.
Oh, Chris is here. Hi, Chris.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're coming through the screen, and that's not good, so...
They put classic Tails in this game too.
Together more of what's happening.
No classic Knuckles though. They said fuck every character but Sonic and Tails.
Classic Knuckles doesn't exist. He can't hurt you.
No audio. The audio just
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
work for this
bitch,
cutscene.
you can catch these classic Knuckles.
Oh, Chris, I just made it to the part in IDW where fucking Deadly Six is taken over,
Yeah.
and Jet the Hawk was just fucking brought in. Oh, that was funny. All right, we have to do missions now in order to proceed. In fact, if that's one good thing that the stream could be done for, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna beat all of the missions.
All of them. Every single one of them.
What's this? I want to see what this. What? Yeah, I'm trying to get up there, you fucking asshole, and you're not letting me.
Not allowed.
I guess I have to use that spring.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll do this one.
You're too slow.
What do I have to do for this mission? A lot of these missions are fun, honestly. Some of them suck. When I was a kid, I hated that they put the missions in, but I'm good with them now.
Same.
But now I'm
I still hate them.
I actually think some of them are pretty fun.
I think some of them are pretty fun, but I don't know. I feel like
I
would have
think
preferred more levels than missions.
same. I will say, in terms of like extra gameplay, I'm good with that. I do think that they should have not force you to complete some of them to proceed in the story. You know,
Yeah.
like that's my biggest problem. Is like you have to do them. You only have to do 3 of them, but it's just like just let people continue.
Yeah.
This is a stupid mission. The speed shoes mean nothing because they're already giving you more time than necessary to beat it. And also, they're not really letting you use the speed shoes because there's obstacles in the way every 2 seconds.
Yeah. I think, as much as people love Generations, it's the one that I think is a little overrated.
Oh yeah, Generations is one of my favorites. I think it's so much fucking fun. But what do you not like about Generations? It's all good.
I absolutely do not like the controls from Classic Sonic.
They're different, but I think they're fun. I like his spin dash in this game because it's like overpowered as fuck.
Yeah, I think it's alright, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, it's fair.
I kind of just wish that there was way more levels, realistically. Not the worst
Yeah.
thing to ever wish for, but you know.
I wish there were more levels too. I like that the 3DS port offered more levels, but not only was I not too big on their selection, I mean, some of it was good. But like the Adventure 2 stage, it's like, why are you picking one of Shadow's stages? That doesn't even work story-wise.
Yeah, no.
Well, here's a little fun recreation of the Adventure 2 opening. I don't even remember what I like the rival fights in this game a lot. The boss fights, I only like one of them. I like the Chaos fight, but the Death Egg, I don't like. I need to get to that thing with Shadow, I think. But I like the rival stuff. I like the silver fight. I like the metal fight. I like. Yeah. This one I don't remember what I think of it, honestly, because I know it's like weird.
Yeah, I'm on it.
It makes sense. I don't know. I don't hate Generations, nor do I think it's like the worst game. I just think that it's like the one that I'm like, I can see where if you like it, you like it, but if you don't, it's tolerable.
Right.
But it seems to be like the favorite, so.
Of modern games, I'm gonna say the modern era is like Unleashed and Onward. Although I think with Frontiers we're potentially hitting a new era. Oh, wait. Can I hit him now?
Probably.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. He's dead now.
Is that it? Or is it just the beginning of the fight?
Yeah, we just push him off the arc.
Wow, that was shorter than I remembered.
Shadow dies.
That's
and
okay,
doesn't
though.
Come back.
Right. I don't mind it, though. That was okay. I think Silver and Metal have a better rival fight, but that one's, like, it's nice that they brought back that little race thing from Adventure 1. Alright, let's do the cream mission.
Now, to be fair here, though,
I dig this, like, rodeo-style Escape from the City.
yeah,
Yeah.
3D Sonic is at his peak in this game. I think, obviously, Unleashed controls, like, ever so slightly better. But I think that this is still a great 3D Sonic game. It's just 2D is my issue. In the missions. I still think it's worth playing.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, no, I hear you. I love, I love the concept. I love the levels, but I don't blame someone for not being their favorite, or have having problems with it. I like the 2D stuff a lot because even though it's not quite like the original gameplay, like my issue with 4 is not that it's not exactly the same. It's that it's like not it's not fun to control. I think that I do actually think that this is a fun level to control. By the way, this is 3D Blast's music.
yep.
It's not even in our playthrough because I didn't play it on the Saturn, but if you look at the last episode, the song that plays at the end during my montage, it is a instrumental version of that song.
They use it as the intro for the PC and the
Right.
Saturn version as well. What's
Yeah.
up, Larry?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess...
Whoa! The Genesis version's the worst version. Like, absolutely worst version.
And for some reason, Steam...
Doesn't
I
mean
guess...
shit.
I guess Steam did it because it's like the Genesis collection. They're trying to stay true to that, but they did deliberately pick the worst version of the game. Wow, it's just like I'm playing Frontiers.
Yeah, wow.
Wow, it's just like I'm playing Sonic.
Like it's playing Mario, guys. Woo!
No, I don't want to try that again. I never want to do that again, actually.
Oof.
That's actually not a bad idea. It's like, okay, you only get like 5 rings to beat the level, and that's a fun idea for a mission, I think. I don't like the Knuckles one. The Knuckles one is really boring.
Yeah, I just like I said, it's not like it's not like I hate this game at all. It's just I guess for me the problem is you've been giving us so much new, and then we're like, let's go backwards, and I'm like, really?
So we have to have Rouge turn these robots on.
Which is weird that Robotnik programmed them to do that.
I've never done the Rouge mission before. I had no idea that's what it was. Come on, okay.
Imagine you're so fucking horny for a chick, you program your robots to get horny for her.
I don't like that.
I wonder if do I even really need to use
And
Rouge?
also, that chick has the face of a Sonic character.
Yeah, I don't
Not
like
the
that.
body. The body of like a hot chick, but the face of a Sonic
Oh, I
character.
do need to do that.
This
You know-
is just the Garfield Monstrosity 2.0.
You know what's terrifying about this is that I feel like if you put like Rouge has, I guess, a human body, but compared to every human character in Sonic, Rouge is, I think, more accurate.
To a
At
bat?
No, to a human.
You know what's interesting about IDW that I'm kind of realizing because of this?
But
Like before, in terms of like clothing, female characters in the series wear clothes, male characters do not. That's always been how it is.
yeah,
But in IDW, a lot of the male background characters, they do wear clothes.
yeah, Sonic
So-
is the nudist.
Yeah,
Excuse me. What about Princess Sally? She doesn't wear clothes.
she has a jacket.
That kind of counts.
Yeah.
She doesn't always wear it though. She's usually naked.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say most
mean,
of them
classic-
wearing it. Maybe
classic,
classic,
Yeah, but she, you know, I mean, I see where you're coming from, but you know,
I wonder if I can get up there without doing this.
probably.
I want to try. If the game will let me.
There are only two genders, clothed and nude.
Alright, I guess not.
Yeah, that's Sonic.
Sally is secretly a trans woman.
Probably.
Probably.
I mean, I'm very confident I could find art of her with a huge penis.
I mean, yeah, I can undoubtedly tell you that.
Every Sonic character has art of them with a huge penis.
But only one of them has a huge penis, and that is Knuckles.
That's Titan Tales.
I disagree. I am confident Robotnik has a huge penis. If you were ranking Sonic characters by how big their dicks were,
Like Jim Carrey's Robotnik? Sure, yeah.
no, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Robotnik, that one from the cartoon.
Look,
Yeah.
man, he's too
He
angry
had
to have a huge
for the
penis.
franchise.
Well, okay, we can all agree that Eggman has a fat cock, but
This is,
Knuckles has 3 of them.
yeah, or at least 3 heads.
Yeah.
You know what I was gonna say, Chris, about the IDW comic?
Oh, what's up?
I love how much of a fucking bastard Eggman is in it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, I
Unapologetically, too.
I understand that sounds like, oh, it's obvious, like he's the bad guy. No, they normally make him sillier than that. He is a fucking asshole.
What's great
Oh,
is that
man.
not only is he an asshole, he's also kind of a dumbass still.
Mhm.
Like,
I love
he's
it,
not
yeah.
perfect. He's like in between.
His, like, one of his, like, earliest major arcs is, like, a character who looks up to him becoming disappointed. Like,
Yeah.
it's like they learn, like, just they keep working with him every issue. It's like, oh my god, this guy is a fucking moron. He doesn't know what he's doing.
You might have just convinced me to read the Sonic comic.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah,
it's
I'd
so,
recommend it.
It's so good. It's like, get Comixology and just start reading the issues. I like it so much. There's so much I like about it. Oh my
I
god.
like it so much I'll sacrifice my firstborn to
Right.
it.
Yes. Tangle and Whisper are a big part of why I like it too, just because they're 2 new characters and I like them both a lot. But there's also like, what was I gonna say? I love how he fucking, there's like a scene of him kind of regretting giving up Mr. I don't want to say too much about this. I'll let Matt, if Matt's gonna read it, I'll let Matt figure this part out. I like that there's a scene where he kind of regrets giving up on Mr. Tinker.
Which, yeah, that was a surprise.
That genuinely caught me off guard because, yeah, he basically, the second he kind of goes back to normal, he completely burns that bridge.
So, stupid comment that I've said before, but I want to make a comment of it anyways. One of my friends, when this game came out, made a very interesting theory about this boss fight,
Yeah.
and that is Sonic has, like, evolved, air quote, so much that he no longer needs the Chaos Emeralds to fight Chaos.
Yeah, I remember.
I always
saying
thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
I know
it
it's
is.
not, like, I know that's not the story, but, like...
I mean, I think it's a fun way to look at it. I do think that's giving the people who wrote this game too much credit because the
Way
writing
more
this
credit.
game,
Oh yeah.
it's awful. But it's also like, yeah, I think that's a good interpretation. Like, yeah, your friend is more creative than the people who wrote this. I can't, like, forgive it, because, like, the people who wrote this game openly admitted they knew nothing about the fucking series. They worked on fucking Happy Tree Friends before this. Like, it's like, no, they're, like, fine in their own territory.
All the advice.
Well, it's they shouldn't have been hired, you know?
What the fuck is up with the guys who made Happy Tree Friends? Seriously.
I want to know. You opened up a whatever you want to call it, because I don't know.
Can of
What's up with
worms?
them? Yeah, sure. Like, what else did they do?
I mean, if you get a copyright strike on YouTube, you get to watch a Happy Tree
Yeah.
Friends animation.
Well, I know about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that did make me dislike them, honestly.
I love how YouTube at that. I don't. Is that still a thing they make you watch?
I'll
they,
tell
like,
you
not
in a few
update it?
days when Paramount Plus where when Paramount gives me a copyright
I
strike.
Oh.
doubt it.
I'll keep you in the loop because that is definitely about to happen to me.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. But like, I think the thing that really bothers me about like YouTube's copyright strike thing, from what I watched, is they're like, "Oh yeah, you could just ask." And we're like, "Ask who?" Like, do you think we know these people?
That's the response I got from them on Twitter. I'm like, hey, YouTube, why is it that I can get a copyright strike over 19 seconds of footage? And their response was, well, sometimes companies can reverse their claim. Just try asking them. And I'm like, yeah,
let me call Paramount.
multi-million-dollar company Paramount is gonna listen to me, a guy with 500 subscribers.
What was so annoying about that Happy Tree Friends animation too is like the character that's stealing people, like that the character was just blatantly re-uploading a video. That's not what people who got that video were dealing with.
Yeah.
No, listen. At every step of the copyright process, YouTube is as condescending as they possibly can be.
Oh no, Tails has the power of poppin'.
Yeah, I'm saying, why is Frontiers getting so much shit? That was a cutscene.
Doing great. You mean you're
I
I
guess this
think
game.
YouTube just needs to be reshaped, remolded, repurposed. I think we need
reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah, we need to start a revolution. I believe now is the time.
We need a YouTube that was born in darkness. This YouTube merely adopted it.
Now, I will give this game one other credit, is the fact that they made levels for everything.
Yep.
Like,
Guess where we are right now, guys.
Satan. But,
Satan.
Which game are we in right now?
Is this straight up Shadow the Hedgehog?
No. What
I mean,
game?
it's close enough.
It's close. But what game? So, want a second guess, Matt? Which game is this one from?
Well, I mean, if I have to guess again, I'm gonna say Sonic 06.
Yeah.
It looks like a Shadow level, just because this is what every level in Shadow looks like.
It's Crisis City, aka My State of Being.
Hell
Yep.
world, hell world, hell world.
Give it some credit. They made it
Okay.
fun.
Not only did they make it fun, the remix is better than the actual song. You can fight me, you can tell me the song's good, and it is, but the remix made it way better.
I'm not as well versed in 06, so I can't tell you.
I've spent way too much time in
Funny
it.
enough, in terms of my very few live streams on this channel, the other one did involve Crisis City, because I was playing 06, and I played this level as Silver.
In his world, where one is alone. In his world,
06 is like one of the better soundtracks of the series, which is like,
06 has a very cinematic feel to it.
yeah.
His World is actually, like, unironically one of my favorite Sonic songs.
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
Especially like the orchestral version that appears in like Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Like any time I made a custom level in Smash Bros, I set his world as the theme.
I've heard this story before from some other person.
That might have been me.
I'm so curious to like eventually get to Frontiers with you guys, because I definitely would like Matt and Mitzi to be on board for that one. Just like, if you're never gonna, I don't know if you guys ever plan on playing the game yourself, but if you do, it's like, I'm so curious to see what you guys would think of certain parts of that, like the music being one of them. I think, because you might really like the music in that game, Matt, but I'm not sure. Because it like genuinely caught me off guard, like some of the decisions that game made musically.
The funniest thing about Frontiers is that it's a perfect example of when you look at the criticism of it, not the positive but the negative. It makes me really question how people would play a lot of video games today. Because there's a point where you kind of got to ask yourself, like, what were you expecting?
I don't know. If someone doesn't like Frontiers, I'm okay with that. But I did love it a lot.
Look, man, I'm gonna be real with you. I guess it's because I'm a little bit more jaded and I'm a little bit more into the stuff. But I'll tell you this: if you can give God of War a 10 out of 10 day one, but you have to be questionable about Frontiers, I feel like there's a little bit more of a question we should be asking.
What would that question be?
What do we like? What is our accepting point in games? When are we gonna give praise to new things instead of just going with the old shit constantly?
Gotcha.
What really is a 10 out of 10, and why were we letting this be the Game of the Year, like, nominee this quick? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to play God of War.
I mean, and see, that's the thing, right? Is, are you gonna ever, like, play God of War Ragnarok?
I don't know.
I've played the first God of War.
Yeah, like, that's kind of my point, right? Is that, like, I feel like I would much rather give Sonic Frontiers a try than probably, God of War, because at least I know what I'm getting. Frontiers at least look unique.
Mm-hmm. Frontiers was definitely a new direction to take the series. Like, I've said it before, like, in terms of, like, my top 10 favorite games, this one is, like, there's not gonna be a lot of Sonic games in there, but what I love about the series so much is how fucking bizarre it is. Like, how much shit they try out. Like, there's...
Oh, for sure.
Mario does it too, but Mario takes its time to do it, Like, they'll find something that works and then repeat it for years.
I think all I'm trying to say is that from God of War, as a person that played the last one, and from what I know about this new one, it relies on story, which is good, but all it is, hey, look, we put a new weapon in the game. Oh, cool. Does that do much for the gameplay? Not really. It's still a major hack and slash type of ordeal. Not that I don't like God of War. I absolutely love God of War. It's just, I feel like we give a lot of games chances that really we shouldn't,
My impression of the first God of War game is that it's a perfect Xena Warrior Princess game.
Yeah.
Right. I hear ya.
I gotta praise Sonic Frontier for at least doing something new that could have honestly done wrong, killed the series. God of War is gonna sell regardless, so it's not like a super victory.
I hear ya. Yeah, I think that it's more than anything. Yeah, it tried something new, but it's fun. I do have problems with Frontiers. I don't think it's perfect, but it's also just like it's like hard to care about any of the problems I have with that much, because at the end of the day, like, it stays fun consistently. Most of my problems are just in regards to the ending. I wish they had a little bit more. I wish they had a little bit more time and money to make the ending something better.
I feel like no game is perfect except for Kirby. Hey, I was gonna lie and say Campus Curse. Epic Yarn.
I think that,
And Chrono Trigger.
I think that it's very hard for... Yeah, I mean, it's very uncommon that a game's gonna be perfect, but... There are some games I
Really?
play where it's just like I feel like I got everything that I wanted. Like Dragon Quest XI is almost kind of that game. Funny thing with Dragon Quest XI, it actually hits a point where it's like, okay, go back. You're given too much shit now.
I feel like the thing about games is that there's never will be a perfect video game for everybody. So, you know, I feel like the idea of what a perfect game is for somebody is not going to be a perfect game for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris, how can you say there are no perfect games when Mappy released back in the 80s?
You know, I would have let you slide if you said Sneak King, the only perfect video game.
Uh-oh. By the way, this level has a fun little detail in it coming up that I like. It does something very cute.
Disregarding Mappy, I think my favorite video game is the Stanley Parable, and I might argue that is like a perfect, like for what it is trying to be. I think that is a perfect game.
I feel like that's all I'm really saying is that like everything has to be preferenced as like for what it is.
All right, guys, look at this part.
Oh, we have lost
Fire
Mitzi.
tornado. Oh. That's cute.
I love that, and I died. So now we get to see it again.
They actually make the tornado kind of destructive.
Yeah.
All right, be in peace, Mitzi.
Yeah, Mitzi
Rest
falls
on
asleep.
Pesto. I don't think so.
It just disappeared.
No, Discord just doesn't like Mitzi.
That's Discord being so mean to my friend.
Discord needs to fuck off with that.
Yeah. Discord, what are you, fucking racist?
Yeah.
Matt, did you see the little detail from earlier that I was going on about?
Yeah.
Nice. So we have to spend the rest of the level trying to chase the goalpost. Wait, did that die? That killed
It
me?
sure did.
Okay. Didn't even do the traditional death noises.
No, don't get me wrong. Stanley Parable is one of my favorite games of all time. And
I'm not even that
I would-
familiar. Whoa!
You know what? I will say there is very few games. Like I will tell people, like you will tell that there's games you need to play, but like if you're a normie, I would honestly tell you to check out the Stanley Parable. It's beautiful.
No, listen. Anytime we're talking about like video games as art, I'm gonna bring up Stanley Parable because
Nice.
I think it uses the fact that it is a video game to its advantage very well. It
Oh,
uses
cool.
the medium to its advantage in a way not a lot of video
God damn
games
it.
do. And I mean, like, because I feel like most video games are trying to be like games, right? They're trying to be fun games first.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's totally fair. I think it's okay to just make a fun game, but like the Stanley Parable, I think is like a work of art
Yeah.
Okay.
that uses the medium of video games to its advantage.
Nice. That's kind of how I feel about Undertale, where it's like I feel like it uses the medium of video games well.
Yeah, no, Undertale is a great example of what I'm talking about.
I think it's a fun game on top of it, but I also I feel like it like uses the idea of what an RPG is in a very creative way.
Oh, for sure. I feel like, and I know everyone's gonna say this, but I do feel like it's a definite love letter to Earthbound, though.
Oh yeah. The creator, you know, he's very
Yeah. Oh yeah.
spoken on that. Like, cause I'm pretty sure one of the most popular tracks, Megalomania, that was in an Earthbound mod he did first,
Yeah.
right? Like a fan game or whatever.
Yeah, Megalomania's been around the world, though.
Because it was also in Homestuck, yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing is that
It's funny that it like really, I'm sure people liked it prior to Undertale, but it never really took off until Undertale.
I'd say Homestuck is where it got like legs, but Undertale is where it made like
Yeah, mainstream.
Like, yeah, it's where like regular people will catch on to it. I feel like the thing that's funny is if I have to say what was the perfect era of gaming or where like gaming peaked, honestly, is I would say the Super Nintendo era and the Sega Genesis era. Because like that's the era where we like utilized pixel art and said like it pushed a lot of things, including heavier narratives. So I feel like that's where like we started getting into the question of is gaming art in that era.
I'll be honest with you, like, people say, like, oh, things were, like, supposed to be, like, so much better when you were a kid.
Oh, no,
I think the 2000s was a bad era for, like, most art forms, but video games was not one of them. I think the 2000s was better for video games than the current era. Oh, there they are. Welcome back, Mitzi.
Yeah, no, I don't think you guys heard me. I said I was receiving a call from my grandmother.
I see.
I got a picked up call from Granny. Otherwise, she gets sad, and we can't have that.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with you that the 2000s did an amazing job. I'd even argue an unforgettable job. You know, because I feel like that's where we got into that, like, perfect in-between of the let's utilize the console and also let's make a really fun game, but we could also make a heavy story as well.
Right. I feel like before the 2000s, the technology wasn't quite there, and after the 2000s, you start to get into, like, a bunch of, like, really anti-consumer bullshit all of the video game companies are doing. I feel like the 2000s was, like, the best era for video games. I also think it was a pretty good era for television, but...
Yeah.
I think the 2000s is, like, one of the weakest decades for film, and I think it was, like, possibly the worst decade for music. At least since, like, we've established, like, pop music in the 50s.
Okay, I would argue that the 2000s is pretty good for the underground scene.
Listen, there's always good stuff. There is always good stuff, no matter what era you're living in.
Oh no, I'm just saying I think it was good for the underground stuff.
How hard do you have to look for the good stuff?
Oh yeah, and that was pretty hard in the 2000s. I will give this. I think R&B was pretty decent in the 2000s until white people discovered it. Like, we had a lot of runoff from the 90s, and then, like, somebody went, hey, yo, that stuff's pretty cool, and we're like, oh, God. I don't mean this in, like, a racist way, it's just...
Nah, man. Usher got the voice to make the booty go.
I also hate to say this, but I think it was the worst era for rap ever.
No, I agree.
Sorry, it was bad, and I know that, like, has its significance. The Bling era has significance, yada yada. But, like, you play that in a club now, and everyone will cringe at you. Don't try.
I mean, that's what I, like, the issue with that is that's what I thought it was when I was a kid.
No, that is exactly what I was about to say. Like,
no, you were right.
For the longest time, I hated rap music, and it was mostly because, like, the only shit I had heard was, like, Soulja Boy. And it's like, yeah, no, that is not, like, indicative of rap. It, like, in high school, I was riding around with, like, one of the older kids I played tuba with, and he was playing NWA, and I'm like, holy shit, this is, like, good rap music. I didn't know there was good rap music. What is this? What am I listening to? And that's how I got into rap. It was just like some guy I knew was playing NWA.
And to be fair here, rap now isn't super good either.
I mean,
so, like,
fair enough.
Like,
Well-
we're getting better. We're getting better.
I feel like it was better in the 2010s. Now we're like on a downward slope.
Oh, yeah. I feel like we're 50-50. I think it depends on where we're at.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think we have good rappers in the game now.
I mean, it's still better than 2005.
Yeah, which I'm not sure I could say of the mid to late 2000s.
Yeah, no,
Right, like there were no Kendricks, there were no Run the Jewels in the mid to late 2000s. So it was
That's the
just,
one that Chris got.
it was just a
listen
bad
to.
time for rap.
Because I don't listen to a lot of rap even today. I definitely appreciate it more than I did back when I was like in high school or and whatnot. But yeah, Run the Jewels is the one that Chris got me to listen to, and I did enjoy it.
I feel like the thing is that, like, the biggest problem with, like, the Bling era is even if you, like, study it, everyone's like, yeah, it was like the last hurrah before we hit, like, depression. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're giving this way too much credit.
Guess I don't do anything there.
One good 50 Cent song does not a whole genre make.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that, like, the Bling era is kind of like the equivalent of like Europop, of where a lot of people existed but we don't know who they are.
Just an era of one-hit wonders. I mean, that's kind of fair. Like of the channel awesome creators I still watch, Todd in the Shadows is decidedly my favorite.
Yeah.
And I love One Hit Wonderland, and he's done a few episodes about like Bling era rap songs.
If he wants to make a stupid career, he could. He would live his whole life on every rapper that was on one single and then thought they had a career.
Fuck am I doing? Well, I'm actually fucking confused now.
This is yet another conversation that I cannot contribute to whatsoever.
I'm with you, Michael. I have no idea what you're supposed to be doing here.
Chris,
I don't know either.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'd be surprised if I was soft lock.
That would be a first. I don't think you can in this game.
Yeah, I mean it's a polished game. Like it's
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Polished games can still be soft locked. You just have to be super skilled. Not saying that you're not. Just you know.
I'm skilled in breaking games.
I'm very I guess I'm sorry.
On accident.
I'm surprised at that. I almost want to go back there and see if like I could get past it this time. I wonder like something wrong, but
I'm also sorry, Michael, that once again one of your streams has turned into Chris talks about music.
well, that's what it should be, because if it was just like, look, talk about exactly what I'm doing on the screen right now, this would not be a fun thing to do.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I gave
what?
Michael a 20-minute rundown on Ever After High
Yeah.
in one of his videos. So.
Yeah, no, like,
here's the deal. I actually. Oh, continue.
no, go ahead.
Actually, connecting to music and Sonic, it's really funny on how up-to-date Sonic is with music, because each era of games, from Adventure to even, like, the classic era of Sonic, kept track with what was popular. Like, if you wanna, show somebody, like, what music sounded like in a specific era, show them a Sonic game.
Alright, yeah. I hear that.
Yeah. No, I love a franchise where you can like kind of pinpoint where each installment came out just based on like what was popular at the time and what they are referencing in their movie.
Hasn't
Yeah,
this series
oh, yeah.
had
No, I
like
love
the
that.
same director of music for like ever?
Yeah, that just tells you how diverse the person is.
Because I gotta say, like, I didn't even realize until recently that, like, I'm not saying, like, one person makes all the music, it's a huge collaborative effort, but I do think that the games have always, like, at least for a majority of the series, had a single music director. And it's like,
Yeah,
that's,
well,
like, that's, like, insanely impressive.
it's insanely impressive on how unique and diverse it is. Like, for instance,
Right.
I can't remember, one of the video games of Sonic, like, had House and Jungle in it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a weird choice, but at the time it made sense, you know?
And they always find, like, a way to connect it to the game, like, Unleashed and Frontier, like, Unleashed has a very cinematic score along with, actually, no, Unleashed is, like, no, 06 has the super cinematic score.
Yes. It's super cinematic, but since it's 06, though, right, that's when video games started to try to, like, act, like, overly serious.
Yeah.
So a lot of video games sounded like 06 did.
Yeah.
So,
But it fits the tone of that game well. Meanwhile, like, Color is a way more lighthearted game, went for more of electronic music.
more
And it
electronic,
kinda-
but more like the safer poppy side of electronic music.
Yeah. But still, like, music in Colors is great. I'm not the biggest Colors fan. I think it's decent, but the music is pretty good. Adventure 2 went for more of a character, like made it more character-based, like each character had their own style to the music. Shadow was
more
like punk rock,
character-based.
Knuckles was the raps, Rouge had like a more of like an secret agent vibe going.
Yeah.
Sonic
More
was
smooth
rock
within it.
music.
Yeah, and that's my point, right? Is that,
Yeah.
like, it had all those things that were popular at that time.
Right.
Well, except for Rouge. I can't debate on Rouge. I have no clue who is listening to that shit, and I'm not dissing it because I listen to that. I just don't know who openly was listening to music like that.
I think Tails was more of like a techno sort of thing, while Eggman was almost more cinematic. But still had like a digital side to it. I don't know, still like...
Oh yeah, for sure. Eggman's theme is actually really dope.
Yeah, it is. I like it.
But yeah, Sonic is one of the games that's really in touch with the time. Even like Forces kind of has in touch side because it shows you where games were at the time in music, without like copying it too.
God, another reason I didn't want to cover... Another reason I wanted to stream Generations here is because, like, it's going to be a long time before we get to it on the channel, because I want to cover every game in it before we get to it, except for Adventure 1, because I said I wanted to end the channel on that.
Yo, it's the Castle of Cagliostro.
Yeah. Oh no. Look what he just did. There were civilians on that.
Millions of robots that need to die.
This game put Omocho in, but didn't let you abuse them. What the fuck?
You're out of 10.
You can turn Omocho off, I know.
I have little to no understanding of genres and little to no care about popularity or unpopularity. I listen to whatever makes the serotonin machine go burr.
The thing that's funny about popularity for me is it tells me where we are culturally to a degree, and upsets me sometimes. It's just fun to see where people, or, you know, where we are, because music is very cultural. So it's interesting to see where we are as a culture through the pop charts, even though it's depressing.
We're gonna play this level of Splash Hill Zone from Sonic Force. Oh my god.
That's terrible.
I just ruined it. Planet Wisp actually has really good fucking music, and I'm playing this over it.
You know, it's funny, I almost wrote a video about Planet Wisp music in general.
Oh yeah?
Why I absolutely enjoy it. It's like the one song in Sonic that like talks like that literally embodies the feeling of industrialism.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has some breakdowns of it where you can actually hear like a kind of stereotypical industrial sounding like, you know, score outside of the beautiful, you know, what you assume would be the nature of. Yeah, I almost wrote a whole video on that, and I'm like, no one's gonna watch that shit.
I think you should. I would watch that.
I might, but I might never. I might write it. I might never release it because I don't know why I would. It's not like I don't know. It's just something I don't want to put too much effort in. I thought about it. And I don't know. I might leave it at that.
If you record it, I'll edit it for you.
Sonic music rambles.
We definitely we're gonna have a big one of those for the fucking music video we're doing. Like, it's just we gotta. That's another one we have to get back to, but
Yeah,
I'm
that one's gonna
imagining in my
take.
head. I'm imagining in my head a whole you quiz based on your personality. Which Sonic music should you be listening to?
Shadow the Hedgehog.
which soundtrack are you?
Listen, I'm going to get Shadow the Hedgehog every single time. This is the problem with me.
You know, I have no clue if I actually like Shadow the Hedgehog's music.
I like the theme of it, like the theme that plays during the intro. I'm trying to remember the actual music. It's not super memorable at the very least, I can say.
Yeah. You know, Michael, Planet Wisp is one of my favorite songs. And the fact that this is on is hilarious. You don't have to turn it off. You do not have to turn it off.
No, I
It's
did
just-
that
it's
as a
hilarious.
troll move because I'm less happy too now.
It's hilarious because it's just me being like, oh man, yeah, this is fun. No.
Like, there's like so much Genesis music I could have put in here too. Instead, I'm using fucking Splashful Zone, which I do think is probably the best music from episode 1. But it's
Hey.
not great. I don't hate it.
You know, I do. But like,
Yeah,
it's not a
fair
bad
enough.
song. It's not a bad song. It's just, you know, I hate it because I hate like what this has become musically. Because Sonic refuses to leave this
I think,
sound. Is what I'm looking for.
I think that it's a cheap imitation. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing I hate the most about Forces is that like classic Sonic's music. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not that big
I
on it
hate-
either. There's actually a part in the series where me and Stuart comment on it directly.
Yeah, it's. I think the biggest problem at Forces is it's one of those games that I'm never gonna look back at and go, it was good, all because of timing, because it came out like immediately after.
Oh fuck! I
Yeah.
do like that Forces has. It's so weird because it's like this is kind of a trickier level. I'm trying to like speed through it and die a lot as a result. But it's like what I have to remind myself now is this is the last level in the game. It does not feel like the last level. Because of the way this game runs, like Planet Wisp is absolutely the right level from colors to pick. You know what I fucking hated so much about like, I don't.
I feel like
if you let me
Or the
complain
first
about
one.
reviewers now for a second.
Oh, definitely. I don't hear you do it enough. So go for it.
With Generations, I told you about one of my issues before where it's like, people said like, wow, they included a level from 06, why would they do that? It's like, because they're acknowledging their fucking history. And they're acknowledging their fucking history and they made a level from a broken game not broken. Like, that's something to praise them for, not give them shit for.
Yeah.
But the other one was just, they said, like, ugh, and then by the end of it, they included, like, levels from games that we just played, like Unleashed or Colors. So it's like, did you not understand the premise behind the game? It's going from the past to the present. So
Oh.
yes, they did include the most recent game, because that's kind of the fucking point.
Can I argue something on that one?
Go ahead.
I don't understand the complaint because it's not the same gameplay.
Oh yeah, it's a reimagine of the stage for starters.
I mean, because you know, I don't remember which one is like the best controlling, so like forgive me. But even between this and oh fuck, what is it? Colors and Unleashed, right? They're still different in gameplay. Like, it's the boost for sure, but it's not like the purest form of it, right? So,
Right.
I feel like that argument's kind of invalid.
But it's also just like,
No, I get it.
What's
I get it.
your-
I'm just
what's
talking
your
about
point? Like,
But-
that's the point. I feel like the fun of the game is catching up to where you left off, you know?
Oh no, for sure. My point is more or less of it doesn't matter because it's not the game, right? Like it's not like they just because they could have been lazy with that if they really wanted to. But even then, yeah, and even if it was the same engine, and it's not, but well, it's the same engine, it's not the same controls. But even if you want to argue that like it's the same engine and bullshit, classic Sonic wasn't there, so it still makes it different.
Right.
Like, yeah, you totally played it as classic Sonic,
Well, that's another thing too. Is like aside from it just catching up to the present, it's like, isn't it kind of cool? Like, you get to do the classic levels in 3D, and now you get to do the modern levels in 2D. That's the fun of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I will say this though. I honestly hope and this is just also because I really like new things more than old. I honestly hope that Sonic from this point on does something new, and I will never see Green Hills for a long time.
Yeah, they could stand the stop with Green Hill. I don't know if they will, but because I feel like
Look,
they've been getting that critique for years now, and they're not having it.
Look,
They don't give a fuck.
if you're gonna do Green Hills, right, do what you did in Sonic Adventure 2.
Or even
They
do
don't
what
give a
you did
fuck.
in. You didn't do what you did in Generations, I'd say. Like, even fucking Mania did something that. But then you have fucking.
Oh, for sure.
Then you have fucking Forces and Lost World, and even, I'm gonna say it, even Frontiers.
They don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. Your pleas mean nothing to them.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, like, I think it would have been really cool to see, like, I don't know, I think it'd be really cool to see a remake of it on, like, a Frontiers. What would the people that made Frontiers do at Green Hills? I'm more interested in that than,
Right.
like, yep, it's Green Hill Zone.
I would honestly be completely down for Frontiers, a Frontiers open world style with like Green Hill. Like, if they made it an open world, I'd be completely for that.
Oh yeah.
But like, no, they didn't do that. They literally reused part of the Generation stage. And I mean, they kind of had a reason. They like listed like, oh yeah, no, it's supposed to be like the old stages. Like, it's whatever. It's not the main game, so I'm okay with it. But if they were to do that for like where that was like the main gameplay mechanic, I would hate that. But luckily for them, it was like a mini game within the game, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. Like Cyberspace, I think if that was the whole game, that would have been the worst possible thing that could have happened.
If Cyberspace was the whole game, I want to say that part of me would honestly hope that it played better.
Yeah, well, the issue is they're reusing level designs that weren't they weren't made with this new style in mind. I don't think.
Well, the problem with Cyberspace is that it's a very restrictive Sonic in comparison to games like this, Colors, and the Boost trilogy, really. And that doesn't mean that it's bad because it's not. It's just it feels a little bit more restrictive. Like the homing attack isn't as snappy argumentatively as it is in those games, and it's very noticeable to me, at least.
I think,
But it's not a problem.
I'm just gonna chill with this guy.
Yeah, sounds like a fun idea. Who wants banana bread?
I'll take some.
Okay.
Fuck. I hate this. Okay, I hate this. This fucking sucks.
I'm sorry.
I just want to get through this fucking part and I keep fucking falling and then I have to fucking backtrack.
I take full responsibility for this.
Thank you.
No,
It's
not your fault.
It's good that you're finally owning up to your mistakes.
No, it's Happy Tree Friends' fault. I don't care that they had nothing to do with the gameplay. You know they did. They were there like, hey, wouldn't that be funny? Yo, let's copyright strike this Let's Play.
Yeah, no, the guys at Happy Tree Friends were like huge Venus 100 fans, and they're like, oh, someday this guy's gonna play like all the Sonic games. Let's just fuck it up for him.
You know, when I'm watching Happy Tree Friends, I think, man, you know what? This would be a really cool Sonic game.
Come on, I did it. I fucking did it, and it didn't register. It keeps doing that.
No, it didn't register, therefore you didn't do it.
This is so fucking annoying to backtrack. Like, this is so fucking bad.
With that information, I'm really surprised that Sonic just hasn't exploded into blood and viscera yet.
0 out of 10. You know what's really weird about the Happy Tree Friends